The evidence we can't ignore. So let's talk about what's going on in our skies. For years, man, if you brought up UFOs, you were immediately labeled a crackpot, a conspiracy theorist, wearing a tinfoil hat. But things have changed big time. The conversation has shifted from unidentified flying objects to unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. It's a government term, a serious term, for things our most advanced military pilots and sensor systems are seeing that they just can't explain. It's wild. We're talking about technology that seems to defy the known laws of physics, witnessed by the most credible people you can imagine. Fighter pilots, radar operators, guys whose job it is to know what's up there. What we're gonna do today is dive deep into the 5 most compelling, most mind-bending UAP videos that have been officially released or confirmed by government sources. This isn't some grainy, shaky cam footage from someone's backyard. No, this is the real deal. We're talking about military-grade sensor data, multiple witnesses, and Pentagon confirmation. Each one of these videos is a piece of a much larger, insane puzzle that we're all trying to put together. These aren't just blips on a screen. They represent a fundamental challenge to our understanding of technology and our place in the universe. So buckle up. We're going to look at the raw data, listen to the pilots, and break down what makes these specific encounters so damn convincing. This isn't about belief. It's about evidence. It's about looking at what's right in front of us and having the courage to ask the hard questions. What are these things? Where do they come from? And what does their presence mean for all of us? Let's get into it, man. This is some of the most fascinating stuff happening on the planet right now, and it's time we all started paying attention. Alright, first up, the one that really blew the doors off this whole thing, the 2004 USS Nimitz encounter. You have to understand the context here. We're talking about the Nimitz Carrier Strike Group, one of the most advanced naval fleets on the planet, conducting training exercises off the coast of San Diego. For 2 weeks, the operators on the USS Princeton, a Ticonderoga-class cruiser with the most sophisticated radar system in the world, the Spy One, were tracking these weird objects. They were appearing out of nowhere at 80,000 feet, dropping down to sea level in seconds, and then shooting straight back up. I mean, the performance was just insane, completely off the charts. So the command finally decides to send up the best of the best, Commander David Fravor and his wingman, in their F/A-18 Super Hornets to check it out. They get vectored to the location, and what they see is just bizarre. There's this disturbance on the surface of the ocean, like a submerged object is churning the water, and hovering erratically above it is this white, smooth, oblong object. No wings, no cockpit, no visible means of propulsion. Fravor described it as looking just like a tic-tac. It's just bouncing around, moving with an agility that's completely alien to any technology we possess. It was reacting to their presence in real time. This is where it gets really crazy. Fravor decides to engage, to go down for a closer look. As he descends, the tic-tac seems to notice him and mirrors his movement, but in reverse, climbing to meet him. It's like it was intelligent. Fravor cuts across its path to get a better angle, and the thing just vanishes. It accelerates at a speed that is just... it's hard to even comprehend. Seconds later, the USS Princeton radios in that the object has reappeared on their radar at Fravor's cap point, his rendezvous spot 60 miles away. It traveled that distance in less than a minute. We have the pilot testimony, the radar data, and the FLIR camera footage from another jet that launched later. It's a trifecta of evidence that's almost impossible to dismiss. Fast forward to 2015. We're with the USS Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group off the East Coast. The pilots start seeing these things on a daily basis. Not just one, but sometimes a whole fleet of them. This is where the gimbal video comes from. The footage you're seeing is from the ATF FLIR pod on an F/A-18 Super Hornet. The pilots are tracking this object, and you can hear their genuine shock and confusion. "Look at that thing, dude!" one of them exclaims. It's this saucer-shaped craft, and at one point, it performs this bizarre rotation, which is why they call it the gimbal video. It looks like it's rotating on an axis without changing its direction of flight. What's so compelling about this one is the audio. You hear these highly trained Navy pilots, guys who are supposed to be calm under pressure, just completely baffled. They're trying to figure out what they're looking at. "It's a drone, bro," one suggests, but the other immediately shuts it down. The object is flying against a 120-knot wind with no visible signs of propulsion. No heat plume, no exhaust, nothing that would indicate a jet engine or a rocket. It's just there, moving in a way that makes no sense. The pilots are literally watching something that shouldn't exist. And then there's the kicker. As the video ends, you hear one of them say, "There's a whole fleet of them." The sensor's locked onto one, but the pilots are seeing multiple objects with their own eyes. This isn't an isolated event, it's a coordinated presence. The Pentagon officially declassified this video, along with the Tic Tac and Go Fast videos, in 2020. They've confirmed it's authentic, and they've confirmed it's unidentified. So you have multiple witnesses, high-fidelity sensor data, and official government acknowledgement. It's a powerful combination that tells you something very, very real was happening out there over the Atlantic. This next one is just eerie, man. It's from 2019, and the footage was captured by the crew of the USS Russell, a guided missile destroyer off the coast of Southern California. What you're hearing about is filmed through night vision equipment, and it shows these pyramid-shaped objects. They're not just dots of light. They have a distinct, solid, geometric form, and they're swarming the ship. They're blinking, moving in formation, and hovering about 700 feet above the destroyer. This isn't some distant, ambiguous light in the sky. This is right on top of a U.S. Navy warship. The footage was leaked by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell, and its authenticity was later confirmed by the Pentagon. A spokesperson said they were part of the ongoing UAP task force investigations. Think about that. The Department of Defense is actively investigating videos of pyramid-shaped craft buzzing our warships. This isn't science fiction, it's military reality. The source of the leak provided additional information, stating there were multiple ships in the area that experienced similar encounters around the same time. The USS Omaha also filmed a spherical object that seemed to fly into the ocean without a splash, a transmedium vehicle. What's wild about the pyramid video is the clarity and the strangeness of the shape. We don't have anything that flies like that, let alone looks like that. They're not drones we know of, not balloons, not conventional aircraft. The fact that they were observed by multiple naval personnel, filmed with military-grade equipment, and are now part of an official investigation makes this one of the most chilling and bizarre pieces of evidence to come to light. It raises so many questions about who is operating these things and what their intent is. Are they observing us? Probing our defenses? It's a deeply unsettling thought. Now we go to Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, in 2013. This piece of footage is just absolutely mind-blowing. It was captured by a thermal imaging camera aboard a DHC-8 turboprop aircraft belonging to the Department of Homeland Security. They were on a routine law enforcement flight when they picked up this object moving at high speed near the Rafael Hernandez Airport. The object is moving low over the ground, through a residential area, and then out over the ocean, reaching speeds of up to 120 miles per hour. It has no lights and appears dark on the thermal camera, meaning it's cold, which is weird in itself. The analysis of this video is what makes it so powerful. A group of scientists and researchers forming a group called the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies, or SCU, analyzed every frame of this thing. They ruled out every possible explanation. It wasn't a bird, not a balloon, not another aircraft, not a drone. The object moved seamlessly from the air into the water without losing any speed and without creating a significant splash. It's a transmedium vehicle, just like the one reported by the USS Omaha. It's demonstrating a capability that we just don't have. But here's the most insane part. At one point in the video, the object seems to split into two separate identical objects, which then fly in formation for a short period before appearing to merge back into one. You can see it clear as day on the thermal footage. The pilots and the camera operator are totally mystified. The official report from the incident was leaked, and it confirms the details. We have the thermal video, the flight data from the Homeland Security plane, and a detailed scientific analysis that says this object is a legitimate unknown. It's one of the best documented UAP cases we have. We're staying in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico for this last one. But this happened earlier, in 2013, around the airport. This incident involves multiple witnesses on the ground, including an airport official and a commercial pilot. They saw a massive, silent, triangular craft with a bright red light hovering near the runway. This wasn't some distant light. It was close enough that they could make out its shape and size. The witnesses were so concerned that they reported it to the control tower, which had to delay a FedEx flight that was preparing for takeoff. The story gets even more compelling because it's not just eyewitness testimony. A pilot from a major airline who was on the ground at the time also saw the object. He described it as a dark, triangular shape that was completely silent. This is a recurring theme with these UAPs, the lack of sound. You have these massive objects performing incredible maneuvers without making a peep. That right there defies our understanding of propulsion. Anything that big moving through the air should be making a tremendous amount of noise. The corroborating evidence is what ties it all together. You have multiple credible witnesses from different vantage points, including aviation professionals. You have the official air traffic control logs that show a flight was delayed due to an unauthorized object near the runway. While we don't have a video as clear as the Homeland Security one for this specific event, the sheer volume of credible corroborating reports makes it impossible to ignore. It's a classic UFO sighting, but with the added weight of professional witnesses and official documentation, placing it firmly in the category of a serious, unexplained aerial phenomenon. So what do we make of all this? We've looked at Navy pilots chasing a tic-tac, a fleet of objects rotating in mid-air, pyramids swarming a warship, and a craft that can seamlessly travel from air to water and split in two. This isn't speculation or science fiction anymore. This is documented reality, confirmed by the very people we entrust to protect our skies. Each of these videos, backed by radar data, multiple witnesses, and official acknowledgments, chips away at the old taboo. It forces us to confront the possibility that we are not alone, and that we are dealing with a technology far beyond our own. The significance is staggering. The UAP Task Force, now called the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or ARO, is a permanent fixture in the Pentagon. Congress is holding hearings, and pilots are being encouraged to report what they see without fear of stigma. This is a paradigm shift. We're moving from a position of ridicule to one of serious scientific and national security inquiry. The question is no longer do they exist, but what are they? What do they want? And what is their origin? These are some of the biggest questions humanity has ever faced, and we're living through the time when they're finally being asked in the open. This conversation is for everyone. It's too important to be left just to the government. So I want to know what you guys think. Have you seen something you can't explain? What are your theories on these videos? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Share your stories, share your ideas. The more we talk, the more we remove the stigma, the closer we get to understanding what's really going on. This is a journey we are all on together. Thanks for watching, and keep your eyes on the sky. You never know what you might see.